Once upon a time, around a lake in a peaceful countryside, there lived a happy family of ducks. The father was strong and handsome. The mother was loving and caring, and their children were beautiful and playful. Life was perfect until one day when a new duckling hatched. This duckling was different. He was awkward and shy, and his grey feathers didn't look like the rest of the family. The other ducklings made fun of him, calling him names like weirdo, clumsy, and ugly duckling. At first, their mother tried to be patient, thinking that he would grow out of it. As days went by, she worried more about her son. He felt so different, and honestly, she wished he looked more like the others. One day, the mother duck decided to take her family to the pond for a swim. As they paddled along, the other ducklings continued to make fun of the ugly duckling. "Look at him go," they said, mocking his every move. "He's so ugly, he scares me." The ugly duckling felt so sad and angry that he couldn't hold back his tears. Seeing this, the mother duck snapped. "That's enough," she said to her children. "You shouldn't make fun of your brother. Everyone is different, and that's what makes us special." But the other ducklings just shook their heads and ignored her. "She's right," the father duck agreed. "We should be proud of who we are." But the mother duck knew that her words had not changed her children's hearts. She sighed and wondered what else she could do. If this story is good, do not hesitate to press the registration button to follow me. Then she had an idea. She told her family, "Let's take a break and go explore the nearby woods. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun." The other ducklings were excited to play outside, but the ugly duckling was scared. He had never been to the woods before and didn't know what to expect. Still, he wanted to be brave and not let his family down. So he nodded and followed them into the trees. The ducklings ran ahead, playing tag and splashing in the puddles. But the ugly duckling lagged behind, feeling nervous and alone. Suddenly, he heard a loud noise and jumped in fright. When he turned around, he saw a squirrel scampering up a tree. The duckling had never seen anything so quick and agile before, and couldn't help but admire it. The squirrel noticed the duckling staring at him and called out, "What are you looking at? Have you never seen a squirrel before?" The ugly duckling blushed and replied, "I'm sorry, I just thought you were amazing. You're so fast and graceful. I wish I could be like you." The squirrel tilted his head and asked, "Why would you want to be like me? I spend my days dodging hawks and searching for food. Your life must be much easier." The ugly duckling shook his head and said, "I wish I could be free and happy like you, instead of always being teased and bullied." The squirrel nodded understandingly and said, "Well, if you want to change, you'll have to try something new. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different results." The ugly duckling thought about this and decided to be brave. He would try to be more like the other ducklings and see if they liked him better. He thanked the squirrel for his advice and ran back to the pond, where he saw the other ducklings playing with some new friends. He joined them and tried to act like them, but it was hard, and he kept messing up. The other ducklings laughed at him and said, "What are you doing? You're so clumsy and stupid. You'll never fit in here." The ugly duckling felt devastated and ran away crying. He went back to the woods and sat on a log, wondering what to do. He thought about the squirrel's advice and realized that he couldn't change who he was. He was different, and that was okay. He didn't need the other ducklings to like him. He could find his own happiness and friends. With this newfound determination, the ugly duckling walked proudly through the woods. No longer afraid or ashamed, he explored the trees and meadows, discovering new places and making new friends. He met a deer who taught him how to jump over logs, a rabbit who showed him where to find berries, and a fox who told him stories about the forest. The ugly duckling learned valuable lessons from each of them and grew stronger and wiser every day. Meanwhile, the other ducklings missed him and wondered how he was doing. They had not realized how lucky they were to have him until he was gone. They tried to find him, but he had vanished without a trace. One day, the other ducklings were playing by the pond when they saw a beautiful white bird swimming nearby. They stopped and stared in amazement. It was the ugliest duckling, but now he was a magnificent swan. The other ducklings were shocked and couldn't believe their eyes. They had never seen such a beautiful creature before. The swan noticed them watching him and smiled. He knew that they had made fun of him when he was ugly, but he didn't feel angry or bitter. He understood that they were just young and didn't know any better. He said, "Don't be surprised. I used to be the ugliest duckling, but now I'm a beautiful swan. It's all a matter of perspective." The other ducklings apologized for their behavior and asked if he could join them and be friends. The swan accepted, and they all played together happily. From that day on, the other ducklings never made fun of anyone who was different. They learned to appreciate diversity and celebrate what makes each creature unique. And they never forgot the lesson they learned from the ugly duckling, who became the most beautiful swan of them all. If you find the story interesting, please follow, like and press the bell to receive more of our interesting stories.